What's going on, everybody? My name is Jake Hancock with Hancock Outdoor Services. I'm 20 years old and I mow many commercial accounts. I want to give you guys some tips to really enhance the way you guys do things in your business. And if you're looking to get in commercial, why it's benefited me so well. I want to give you a couple things. This is right off the top of my head that's really worked out for me. A couple of days ago, I want to tell you a story that I got a phone call. I shouldn't say phone call, but I got an email, and it was an apartment complex I picked up in my hometown here, and a crazy story beyond that, and I'll get that in a later video. I'm sure I'll tell you a story on that. However, I got an email saying I want 2 quotes on 2 apartment complexes that we have, and this apartment complex owns multiple other complexes near me, and they like the work I did, I guess, and you could say. And we picked those up, and they were very high, a lot more high dollars than what you get out of a regular account, because you get into somebody that you trust, that trusts you to do a good job. They rather pay you more and have less of a headache. Think of it yourself. Would you rather pay more and have less of a headache? Would you have cheap and have a headache and trying to do every year? Now, there are some benefits to commercial. Number one, you're going to cut every week in and out no matter what. You know, Joe homeowner, he's going to say, well, the grass is starting to slow down here in August. I want you to cut every other week. Well, that's cutting into your bottom line. So that's one benefit. I do want to say this. That's really the main benefit. Number 2, it gives you good visibility from the road. If you're in town, you've got signs on your trucks. Now, I personally don't because I go about things a little differently. Now, it's nothing's bad, but I'm not saying that you're going to get more commercial accounts by having signs on your trucks. You have to go out and get commercial accounts. So you're going to get the Joe homeowner type guys with signs on your trucks. Now, I want to say how you get them. Now, but first, I want to say this before I move on to how you get them and obtain them. I've got 1, 2, 3. I probably got 10 or 12 commercial accounts, and they're very effective. But one downside I have with some of them is this. Every year on the hotels, my bread and butter is the hotels. Now, I'm very good friends with a couple Indian guys, so you can trust them. They own the hotels. You can trust them. Now you say, Jake, they beat you down on price. Well, if you do a good job, they keep with you. Now you say, price. Look, your number's your number. I've got the price that I want out of those properties. Your number's your number. Let me tell you, they may switch to somebody for 1 year, but if they're doing a lot cheaper than what you're doing it, they're going to be leaving that place. They're saying, we need to raise our prices. They're going to come back to you because they're doing such a bad job. But one thing, you always have to rebid every year. So you got to be on top of your game. Okay? Now, I will say this. You've really got to be very friendly and ready to get after it. And what I mean by that is you have to be willing to create a relationship with the managers of whether it's a restaurant or a hotel or a apartment complex. You've got to be willing to go in and take the time to create the relationship with them. That's very important. Relationships are everything. Now, you see what I'm wearing right now? You've got to wear polos. You say, well, Jake, that's kind of too nicely dressed to be for a lawn care guy. Well, you know what? How many lawn care guys you see coming out here in shirts and collared shirts and khakis? Nobody does that. And that's what I'm doing, to separate the game here. Okay, you have to stand out. People trust you when you're clean cut and you have your hair done up right, or whatever you do. It's not half shaved, it's not colored. Okay, you're clean shaven, you got good hair. You say, Jake, it don't matter. It matters. Now, talking about little things that matter in this type of thing. Now, I do want to get into how to get them. Number 1, how to get commercial accounts. I'm 20 years old. I got a lot of commercial accounts last year, and I dropped some because I learned. Now, I made mistakes. Everybody's going to make mistakes. Nobody's got it all figured out, but I'm trying to tell you what I've learned. Okay, number 1, you have to just go in and see what, you can decide yourself, what's desirable for me to mow? What's going to best fit my equipment? So you've got to pick out the places in your town, areas near you, that's going to fit your equipment and what you're built for. I've got 61-inch mowers. I've got 48-inch mower back there, and I'm not going to be able to get into some place I need a 32-inch standard for. It's not going to happen. I've got to cross that out right now until I save up enough money, enough funds, enough capital to get into that market. Because why waste your time when you do a lot more trimming when you could be more effective on a bigger field, or maybe even just a more wide open spot on a commercial property. So you have to figure out what you're built for. Number 2, you just got to go out there and get it. Walk in and talk to people. I have no idea how anybody grows in the wintertime. if they don't do commercial properties? I have no idea, because Joe Homeowner isn't looking for a lawn care provider in the wintertime. I will tell you that he's not looking for a lawn care guy in the wintertime. You've got to be willing to grow and grow and grow. The springtime, yeah. The springtime is too late. It's too late. Early spring is too late for commercial accounts. Guys are already signing them up in December and January. I mean, you may get a couple of March. I've gotten a couple of March before last year too, and this year. But you've got to be willing to put in the work and talk to people. It's not that bad. You know what I do? I bring a business card. I bring stuff. My name's Jake Hancock. I do lawn care services here in the area, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in taking a quote or receiving a quote for lawn care this year. So and it's just something like that. And you act very nice to them, act very respectful, very presentable in a collared shirt, for heaven's sake. I cannot stand. You may say, Jake, we wear t-shirts. I don't give a darn about your t-shirts. If you're serious about getting in the business, cut the t-shirts out of it. And you say, Jake, well, you don't have logos on yours. You know what, you're right. I am working on getting there. But I want to tell you this. It's important to look presentable, because that does a lot of wonders. And number 3, I want to say about being prompt. One of the reasons why I believe I got my those 2 other apartment complexes, because I was a little higher on price, was because I was very prompt. I got the emails, I sent emails back, I got the quotes right to them. You've got to be willing to be prompt. Look, if you're going to be procrastinator, which I am, but you know what? Once you see dollar signs, it's not school homework. It don't matter if you get a C or B on that homework. Well, I gotta see whatever. If we're talking a couple $1,000s or multiples of thousands of dollars in accounts that could last you years to come, you aren't gonna be a procrastinator, because money talks. So you just have to be willing to be very prompt about things. Sorry, it is like 95 degrees here at 9:20 at night, and I just decided to create this video to try to help some of you guys out to understand what it takes to do commercial properties. The 3 apartment complexes I do, so 2 of them are a little smaller, 1 of them is very big, and we've been very blessed to have been had the opportunity to service it, and we're taking it over, and we're going to be spraying, and I can show videos of that as I come along. But those things are key. Your appearance is key. Look, if people perceive you to be clean cut and looks like you've got your act together, they perceive the way you are is how you're going to do your work, and that's going to go a lot farther. Now, so Jake, a lot of people are priced, and you're right, everybody's priced. A lot of people are priced, but a couple people I've met, they aren't priced. They want somebody they trust, and that's going to do the job right. And the residentials, I've been able to sell more on that. But at the end of the day, you have to value time and say, Jake, I want to know what to bid. I don't know what to bid. Well, you know what? You've got to figure out what your number is. What I mean by that is, what's your overhead cost per hour? This is when it comes down to the business side of things. What is your cost per hour? Number 1, you say, Jake, I've got a $10,000 mower. That's easy. How long do you think your mower is going to last? If it's going to last 2,000 hours and it's $10,000, you must be saving $5 an hour. If you've got $2 an hour in gas costs, that's $7 an hour. You're right there, your truck. Say that's $10 an hour. Say $400 a week, $16 or whatever. Okay, so let's just say you're $20 an hour. Your goal is to make $100 an hour. That probably going to take you an hour to do. That's $120. Plain and simple. You don't budge on your number. You don't budge on your number. Look, I have gotten, last year was a big learning curve. I budged on my number a little bit. I said, I want the property. You know what? I hated it. And you have to decide right now what's worth your time. And let me tell you, once you get mowing someplace, well, Jay, I don't know what to bid. Well, you know what? Once you get mowing it, you're going to realize what you should have bid on it. If you realize you were high and you still got it, and good for you, you're going to love mowing it. Okay? That's what it comes down to. And I'm not trying to be crude or anything, but you've got to think. You've got to think business-minded. I'm not here to be, a good friend. I'm here to tell you what I've learned and hope that you actually put these things into action. Okay? So you've got to go in and talk to the people. Just come in and talk and get back with them promptly. Here's one thing I like to do. I like to email them a copy. And number 2, I like to walk in a copy. Build that relationship with the managers and the people who are in there. In the hotels I mow, I know every single desk person's name. I walk in there after I get done mowing, and I'll create a little side chat. Hey, I just want to know I'm done mowing, and I appreciate you guys allowing me to serve you guys again this week. And then they'll converse back and say, well, how's your day going? You build a little bit of a relationship there. And it's a very, very good thing Because if you get hotel owners, you're going to get their house too. Why would they have somebody else for their house? And I have two places, hotel owners, houses that I do, and it's very fortunate. And I'm dominating my town's hotels right now. I do over half of them right now. Say, Jake, well, you're just really cheap. Well, you know what? I'm still mowing them, and I'm very happy that I'm making money. And if you're making money and you're happy with the money you're making, then I see no problem with it. If it's paying your bills, then it doesn't matter. So, those are a couple things that I wanted to add in this video today. I got done watching YouTube, and I said, you know, I'm gonna make a video, and that's what I'm gonna do. And some tips I've went extemporaneous, so I may have jumped around a couple ways, but there are more videos to come, and I'm gonna show you some mowing videos and kind of what we're doing, and I'll do a full setup analysis and all those sort of things, kind of show you what we're doing and what you're going to expect that we can do here at Hancock Outdoor Services. And you know, we run Skag equipment. We got a Skag Wildcat and a Skag Tiger Cub back there, and you know, I'm borrowing a mower right here for a buddy of mine who does lawn care as well. He probably does about 30 yards there, and so he does a decent bit. And I'll show you guys some things around my shop later on. But those are a couple tips I wanted to do and say, or off the top of my head that were coming to my mind as I was just slinging through a couple things that I've learned and that I think that would be very, very, very beneficial to you that you need to do. And number one, being prompt. Number two, well, number one, first off, you've got to look the part to play the part, okay? Nobody plays the part and doesn't look the part. You've got to be all in. You've got to look like, you know, if you look the part and you don't play the part, well, you know what? You're going to get the part, okay? You're going to get the work. And you may do a bad job, but you know, you got the work because perception's reality. They perceive you to be good, they're going to go with you, and they perceive you to be trustworthy. You may not be. I hope you are, but they will go with you. So, parents, you've got to look good, okay? You've got to. Number two, you've got to be prompt. You've got to be willing to get back home, get that quote center, boom, and look, when you're just starting up your business, you got to be prompt. I mean, you got to jump at every opportunity. Now I'm rolling right now with my business. I've been very fortunate and blessed to have gotten such a good start. But that has not come without a lot of hard work. And these past 2 years, I've gone to college too, traveled back and forth to Illinois every weekend, and still running my business and having people help me. You know, you figure out a way to get it done. So you got to figure out a way to get it done. But that's Jake Hancock at Hancock Outdoor Services. First video ever, and there's more to come.